year for the first time, Bettering Results keeps organizing certification courses and mentorship programs for law students, lawyers, in-house counsels, company secretaries, and everyone interested in courses that are related to legal aspects. So these courses are based on practice areas and also other legal aspects like mergers and acquisitions, intellectual property laws, arbitration, contract drafting and negotiation. And we have many more such courses coming up in the next few months. The best part about Bettering Results courses is that we have mentorship programs where BR recommends the top performers of these courses to top tier law firms like Khaitan & Company, Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, Tri-Legal, and so on. One of BR's learners, Amisha, was a part of the second batch of M&A program, that is the mentorship program, and she was successful in grabbing an internship at Khaitan & Company. She has been kind enough to join us today and share her experience with everyone watching this at this platform. So hi Amisha, thank you for joining us.
Hi Sarah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. First of all, many congratulations on securing an internship at Khaitan & Company. We are glad that you could make the most of the program, and the entire team is extremely proud of your performance as well. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone watching this today?
All right. So hello everyone. My name is Amisha. I'm pursuing law at NLU Nagpur. And I'm primarily interested in corporate and commercial laws, which is the reason why I chose to pursue the M&A course at BR. And once again, I'm very, very thankful for Bettering Results and the course and the entire team, because of which I'm able to now say that I know a substantial amount of information pertaining to M&A, and extremely grateful for the opportunity that I got. Thank you.
Glad to know, Amisha. So where did you first get to know about Bettering Results, and why did you choose BR for the M&A program?
So I was just glancing through LinkedIn one day, and that's where I got to know about the BR course. There was a post that Varsha ma'am had put, and so I went in onto the website. I did a little bit of research, and there were certain aspects of the course that I really liked. So primarily, I think the costing of the course. So there are several courses out there, but I did not find any M&A specific course that was so economically feasible and viable. That was one of the major reasons why I chose the course. Secondly, what was also very intriguing was the fact that this course was being administered to us by partners and associates at top tier law firms. So for me, that always has stood out in the course. And I think also lastly, because of the fact that the course was going to happen, the live classes were going to happen at the end of the week, that is only on weekends. So I thought it was very convenient, so I could manage it with university and assignments and projects and everything. So I think that is the reason why I chose the course.
Great. Glad to know that you did your bit of research as well before joining. Very important for law students, right? M&A course. How did it start, or maybe what did you like throughout the course? Would you like to share with everyone watching this?
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned, the course was going to be administered to us by partners of top tier law firms. And so when I saw names like Mr. Siddharth Marwa, Ms Paridhi Adani, and all of these people who we only we literally stalk their profiles on LinkedIn all the time. So when I got to know that they were going to teach the course to us, so these are people who are part of big transactions in big law firms. So the live classes that we had with them, it was such an enriching experience. I think the best part about all of the classes was that they would give us practical examples of how M&A deals come through. For example, I remember this one class particularly, which was my favorite class, where Paridhi ma'am told us about joint ventures. She gave us a lot of examples that day, and it was very interesting. And she told us the nuances of how deals go about. So what we read in books or maybe on the internet, we don't really get to understand the practical aspects of M&A, which was primarily the reason why I wanted to do the course. So I think that really stood out for me. And as far as the course and managing the course with college is concerned, like I said, because the session was mostly, it was on weekends. So I made sure that I attended all of the live classes. And if I had any doubts, I asked a lot of questions because I was particularly new to M&A, even though I'd done a little bit of M&A work in previous internships. But I think as far as the basics go, it was very, very enriching to learn that from such extremely, extremely experienced people who do these transactions every day. And then again, I think what was also very, very helpful was the assignment that we got in the end to solve after all of the classes. We got the notes also on the website, which was also very helpful, and the recorded videos, of course. So I'd look through all of those if I did not get a concept or if I had to recall a concept. And then the assignment for me was, it was, I think, very, very intriguing in the sense that it was very practically laid out, and I had to do a lot of research. So I think due diligence exercises are not easy, and the questions that we got in the course, it really put me to work. So I had to like literally go through websites and search through, so it helped me navigate all of these practical aspects of M&A, which we would be required to do when we go to law firms, as lawyers. So that was how it went about.
Glad to know. That was very elaborate. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with everyone.
Thank you.
So, Amisha, we'd like to know, how did the course help you in preparing for internship at the top tier law firm? Of course, we understand that it gave you a lot of exposure and knowledge, everything. Like, how did you know that now you're ready for an internship? Like, how did that happen? Would you like to share it?
Well, I think for me, the course was the way that the outline of the course it was very properly set out. So M&A has a lot of subparts to it, like it has a lot of subtopics to be covered. But I thought that in the 14, 15 classes that we had, the course outline was very well laid out and it was very optimally presented to us also. So like I mentioned, and I'm being repetitive again, but primarily I wanted to, clear my basics on M&A. So what happened through the courses was that I was able to really polish my knowledge of, whatever I'd worked in past internships and whatever little I'd read. And then, of course, like I said, we also had feedback sessions where when we submitted our assignments, so we got several feedbacks on it, like where we can improve, what we can do about it. And as far as the interview process is concerned, I think when I sat for the interview, I was pretty confident because, like I said, by the time I sat for the interview for Khaitan, the most of the basics of M&A were covered. So I was able to gauge what I will be working for or with, in the firm. So I know now. So when I sat for the interview, I realized that I was pretty confident about the fact that I won't be, there are things that I know about M&A in particular. So I think the course gave me that confidence because I really understood how things would work out and what the team will be like, how it will function, and what will be the kind of work that I'll do as and when. So I think that was very, very helpful.
Okay, glad to know that. And before we move ahead of it, Amisha, good to know that you were able to make the most of all the sessions that were being conducted, right? From the subject matter specific sessions to even the career guidance sessions or the feedback. You could take it well and maybe work upon it. Really happy that you took it so well throughout the course.
Thank you.
Amisha, you, as I've gotten to know from the team itself and the facilitators too, that you were the top performer and you did really well throughout the course. We'd like to know further that once you got to know that you've been recommended by BR to Khaitan and Company or to any of the top law firms, how did you prepare further for the interview? What was your thought process? How did you go about preparing for specifically the interview then? Would you like to share about it?
Right. So before I was recommended for the interview, so we had to go through the internal interview process at BR also. So for that interview, so I started preparing for that interview basically because of which I did not have to do much work for the Khaitan interview itself. So for that interview, I was told that I should literally just be very well versed with whatever is written in my curriculum vitae. And so what I did was whatever was written in my CV, I thoroughly read everything. And from the part where about moots and not just the work that I did at internships, but I also read up on everything and anything that I have mentioned or done in co-curricular activities. And so I just read through that, and I thought that it would be best if I was well versed with it. And then we had like I said, the internal interview with Varsha ma'am. So Varsha ma'am took my interview for the Khaitan internship. So she gave me a lot of insight into, tips and tricks as to how you can manage and gauge questions whenever they're thrown at you. And she gave me a lot of tips about how I can, go about interviews in general, any internship interview for that matter. And what she told me was that I should be very thorough with the CV again, and then some of the basics of M&A, of course. So she was like, if you are giving a team specific interview, because I gave a team specific interview at Khaitan also. So she said that you should be very thorough with your CV and your basics, and that is the key, and then you can crack it. So that was how it went about.
All right, good to know that, Amisha. Uh, Good to know, Amisha. Now, coming to the last leg of this particular video, and also very important, where I and everybody would want to know, like, what aspects do you think helped you apart from the M&A course in cracking the interview? Like you've been mentioning that you have had interned previously as well. So do you think those internships also helped you in this particular process of getting selected for internship at Khaitan, or even during Khaitan's internship? And what other aspects do you think you were able to rely upon while sitting for the interview and going ahead along with the M&A course? Specifically, why I'm asking you is that we do get learners from all across India who have no prior experience, and they're coming to us because they, of course, want to get to know about the particular legal aspects like of M&A or for IPR or any other mentorship program, and they are relying upon this course, their performance during the course to get an internship. And there are examples where these people have gotten recommended, they have been recommended to Khaitan or any other law firm. So do you have any tips for them as well? Maybe you can cover these aspects too.
Yeah, sure. So, like I mentioned, Sarah, previously I've done several corporate internships only. So I've worked with corporate law teams, and so basically I had not done a lot of M&A work. So that's very interesting here because, like I mentioned, I was actually new to M&A. So before, in the previous internships, I had done a little bit of work from M&A, but then I was told how I was supposed to go about it. So I did not have much knowledge. For example, I carried out a due diligence exercise in one of my internships, and it was actually very difficult for me to go about it. And then, I had to be explained what to do and how to go about it. But then I think that's what again pushed me to, actually explore M&A more. And I think if at the time I had done a course like the one that we are offered, I would have had much more, I would have been more equipped with, how to go about it. Because like I said, it was very practically explained to us how you perform due diligence exercises, how you do research for, M&A exercises. So for me, I think that really helped. And I did a little bit of reading also because I find M&A very interesting. It's actually one of my most favorite core corporate areas of research and work. So I think that helped. And for as far as anyone who's new to the course is concerned, so I'll be very honest with you. When I joined the course, so I got to know that working professionals can also join the course, and so I was like, everyone in the course would know everything about M&A, and I wouldn't, because I genuinely wanted to learn from the basics, from the root levels of M&A. But then, and also even during the classes, I think there were people. I was in my fourth year, beginning of my fourth year then, when the course happened, and then there were people from the fifth year from law universities, and they would ask a lot of questions, which was overwhelming to a point where I thought that, oh my god, they know everything, and I clearly don't know anything, even though I read before I went to every class, and then even I read after the class also to, so that I understand what's really happening in the class. So for anyone who's, not very well equipped with M&A and does not have a lot of knowledge, I think I'm a very good example of how you can actually go through the course very smoothly, and it can really help you, because all that you have to do is basically, read up a little bit before the class. So you'll be given the course outline anyway, so you know what you're going to be learning today. So just do a brief through the topic, and then whatever the administrators will tell you during the session, it will be very helpful. And as far as the assignments are concerned, I think again, if you are reading through throughout the course, if your reading is good, and if you're genuinely interested, and if you're interested in practically equipping yourself with M&A knowledge and doing the work, I think it will be very easy for you. And it's you shouldn't be overwhelmed at all by the fact that you are new to M&A and that there are other people who know more than you do, because I clearly did not know a lot. And I think I surely could get an internship or could do this course well, because I was interested and because I think I just did a little bit of reading. But I think apart from that, the course is, like I said, very well laid out, and it was very well put out to us. So we were able to, I think, gauge and understand the course very practically. And you are given notes also, so you can do your reading and you can do just general research, and I think it will work for you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Amisha, for sharing this. And glad to know that, M&A was so helpful for you. The whole program was so helpful for you, and so proud that, you continued reading despite your apprehensions. So good to know it, Amisha. Perfect. So one last question, Amisha, that I think everybody would also want to know. How was your interview day? Like, maybe you can share how did you prepare for it on the day itself. Of course, you have shared with us how did you prepare throughout, but on the day itself for the interview, and how was your interview in particular, if you can just give us a glimpse of it.
Okay, so I got a call from the HR at Khaitan, Delhi a day before the interview. So she said that your interview is scheduled to be happening tomorrow, and she said just be prepared. So what I did was, like Varsha ma'am had told me, I just was already well versed with my CV. So I read through my CV, and because I was giving an interview for the M&A team, I prepared a little bit on the basics again. So on the day of the interview, a senior partner at Khaitan, Delhi took the interview, and he majorly asked me questions based on basics of corporate law. So he, some basic questions on corporate law. So again, you always have to be very well with your basics, because that's what you can get asked anytime. And then he did ask me a question based on, I think he asked me a question based on horizontal and vertical mergers. So he did ask me a question on mergers, and he asked me a few other questions, and it went pretty well. The questions weren't too hard. They were based on my CV, so I was able to answer. So it went pretty well.
Okay, good to know. Glad to know that. So, Amisha, many congratulations once again, and thank you so much for dedicating time and helping us walk through your journey. I'm pretty sure everybody who will be watching this will be able to take away at least something for themselves. And once again, many congratulations and all the very best for your future endeavors as well. We hope that we were able to add something of value to everyone watching this, and also we'll try to keep encouraging everyone in their law student journey and their internship journey as well. Thank you so much, Amisha. Anything you'd like to share with us before we conclude?
No, thank you so much, Sarah. I would like to use this platform to actually again thank Varsha ma'am and the entire Bettering Results team, because this course has really been very, very beneficial and helpful to me in terms of everything, all aspects covered. And for anyone who's going to the course, I would like to wish them all the very best. And it's just going to be a very, very enriching experience for everyone. So yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, Amisha. Everyone who's here for the first time, you all can go ahead and check BR's website as well, and check for the courses that we're coming up with next, and also that are happening right now. You can also avail certain pre-recorded courses in case you're not even available on the weekends or are not able to make time for the live sessions. Please do go ahead and check those courses. We'll be happy to guide you all throughout your journey further. And thank you so much, Amisha. Congratulations once again, and all the very best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks a lot.